You are ready. Oh, actually, Tony, are you ready? No. Cool. Cover that. Sorry.
Just get me a little bit blurry though, so I like look better, you know.
Oh yeah, no, a little bit.
Like
of
cream
soft,
cam.
like a soft glow.
Just
yeah.
yeah. Like a Mariah Carey filter.
There we go.
You know what? These quotes. Let's just do Mariah Carey lyrics.
Hey Shadowhunters fans, today we have Luke Baines in to talk about episode 316, Stay With Me. And I'm really excited you're here because maybe you can clear it up for me. Why do I have so many conflicted feelings about Jonathan Morgenstern?
I don't know, because I have conflicted feelings about Jonathan Morgenstern as well.
He's like he's full on evil and like kissing his sister, and sometimes I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But at other times I'm just like, oh, like he's just a little hurt boy.
Yeah, and that's kind of, that's how I feel about him. It's really funny because people talk about the character and, you know, obviously people hate him because he's evil, which I understand, but I get so protective. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, he's been through a lot.
You just don't get him.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it's funny because it's something that when I went into this, I wanted to focus on and try and bring out because he is layered and no one's just evil. And I wanted to kind of play around with the, you know, grey areas of him. So I'm glad that that's coming through.
It is. I'm very conflicted about it.
Good.
I feel like I will be up until the end.
He definitely does a few things that will test that.
Okay. Good to know. I'll prepare my heart.
Yeah, please do.
So getting to this twinning Rune with Clary and
Yes.
Jonathan, that has changed her a lot. It feels like she's getting sort of darker and darker. Do you think it's changing him as well, or is she facing most of the brunt?
You do, as the season progresses, see a little bit more about how it affects him. Mostly in 20,
Ooh,
I
okay.
believe.
That's going to be a big one.
You know what, don't quote me on that because I can't remember.
You know, I shot it a year ago. It's impossible to remember. I get it.
Yeah.
And also in this episode, we see him sort of pledge to kill Lilith, who
Yes.
in some ways was his mom. Is that an easy decision for him, or is he conflicted about it?
I think it was a relatively easy decision. It was one of those strike while the iron's hot, take advantage of the situations. Yes, Lilith was, I call her his surrogate mother because he wasn't really, you know, she's not obviously his son, but she doesn't treat him very nicely and kept him in Edom for 10 years. So yeah, not a huge fan of Lilith. No.
I feel like that's maybe where he got the inappropriate kissing thing from, because we see her kiss him and I'm like, okay, so it's just a learned behavior.
Yeah. And I think it's also one of those things of when you don't understand any kind of platonic love, any kind of attention is very confusing. So he just doesn't really know what he's doing.
He just doesn't know it's not okay to kiss your sister.
He doesn't. No one told him that.
We also have this sort of search for the Morning Star sword.
Yes.
It seems like Jonathan searching for like Satan's sword is not going to end up well. It doesn't feel like those two are going to match together great.
That's a weird call. I don't know why you would get that.
I don't know. I think it's going to end in rainbows and sunshine.
I believe he pointed out in 12 that it was a family relic and he just wanted to restore the Morgenstern name.
That's all he wants, right?
Yeah. Nothing
else,
evil.
Nothing bad.
I would not imagine that to happen with him.
Well, at the end of this episode, he is sort of locked up in the Institute, so at least we have him, you know, a little bit in control.
We do, yes. The Shadowhunters have him contained for a minute.
Yeah. It's never going to be permanent.
It's never going to be permanent.
Not with someone like Jonathan Morgenstern.
Especially, it's really funny because going into it, I obviously watched the season before I started, and that cell has had such a history of like different people going in. Obviously Valentine was in there.
Yeah.
One of my favorite episodes is where Harry and Valentine switch bodies.
Yeah.
Which I thought was just phenomenal, especially for both of those actors to play something that was so polar opposite to who their characters were. But I remember walking into it being like, oh, this is so cool, like as a fan.
Well, now we have a behind the scenes clip from Freeform. It's about the MALEC dance, so obviously everybody's just going to hate it.
I mean, everyone hates MALEC. I don't know why.
It's just so crazy.
Probably because they're so ugly.
Must
you
be.
know, yeah.
Must be.
Go to dance.
So when I first found out about the dancing scene, I said to myself, that's great.
What? I'm just remembering Havana. Salsa dancing at the Tropicana. I still have nightmares of your two left feet.
So it's like, here, we're gonna have you go play tennis with Roger Federer, and you're gonna do great.
choreographer Chris Judd, who I'm friends with, who was teaching Matt the dance through Skype. And I remember walking into it and then seeing Matt getting really involved with it and wanting to get this right. You know, he's very athletic, so you watch it and you're like, oh, this guy can dance, even though he's never danced with choreographer, teaching steps and moves.
Harry helped. We went through it and we practiced a lot.
Baines, I do believe you're speechless. I'm a lot of things right now, Alexander.
And I saw a little hint of him like, I kind of like this.
I had good fun doing it. Dancing's fun. And I think it came out all right.
I think it's gonna be really beautiful, and I think it turned out great.
Well, at least you never had to dance. That looks
Yeah,
like a trying time.
Yeah, no, I'm not a great dancer or a sword fighter really. So they're very good on this show at making you look better than you actually are.
That's what professional choreographers are for.
Yeah, exactly.
The farewell segment of this video is going to be very interesting because it feels like you just sort of joined the show
Yeah.
as it's coming to a close.
Yeah.
What was it like sort of hopping on this roller coaster of Shadowhunters?
Oh, it was so crazy because, I mean, I've known Dom for like 10 years, I've known Kat for like 4, so I knew about the show, I'd watched some of it, and I was so excited to jump on board. And, you know, obviously there were plans for my character for, you know, more seasons, and so it was really upsetting when we found out that it was over, especially just because, you know, working with everyone was really the best part of it.
Oh, yeah.
And it sucks that obviously we're all now dispersed. Yeah.
But that actually leads into a nice question
Yes.
that I've been asking a few people. Who's the one cast member who you know without a doubt like you're going to stay in touch with forever?
Well, I'm not going to say what Dom said, which was none of us. I saw that. Kat
He saw your video, Dom.
Yeah,
He saw your
yeah,
video.
I did. Which camera? I saw it.
None of them. I don't enjoy spending time with any of them.
It's really hard because I mean, I'm in contact with all of them, but probably Kat. Yeah.
I see you all over her Instagram, so I feel like I knew the answer to that
Yeah,
question.
yeah. No, she's such a great human, and I think in this business it's so rare to find people that you connect with. So yeah, I think we have an unspoken twinning rune. And I don't think, even if one of us wanted to get away from another, it's not going to happen.
Never.
Yeah.
That's cute. And I'm asking everybody, what was the first scene you ever shot for the show, and what was the last scene you ever shot for the show? The last one you're going to have to work around spoilers. But
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I don't know if I can talk about that. Okay, so the first scene was Kat and I in the apartment. It was the good morning scene where she wakes up, which was so awesome because her and I had some time before shooting to rehearse that. So we had this really lovely thing worked out, which was really nice. However, I got food poisoning the night before, so I was so sick. Yeah, I was throwing up between takes. It was really bad. But
you couldn't tell.
Thank you. The last scene was with Kat too. We ended it, because I remember saying this, we ended it how we started it, minus the vomiting. But we were both, it was hilarious, we were both doing blocking and just couldn't stop crying. Because Kat was like, I don't want to not work with you. I was like, yeah, but we're friends. We're gonna see each other. It's gonna be fine. And then, so she started crying, then I started crying. And then the camera went up and neither of us could get through it without crying. It was hilarious because Todd Slavkin, who is the showrunner, who also directed that episode, kept coming up to us and being like, guys, can you stop crying? Like, doesn't work.
Not appropriate for the scene.
Yeah. Anyway, that was the first and last.
And what is the best fan interaction you've had so far?
I work with a charity called Oxfam and I post about it a lot, and I think one of the best things that come out of it is being contacted by fans who didn't know about certain things that I'm talking about. And there was this one fan in Ireland, I think, who went and volunteered at her local Oxfam because she was like, I couldn't donate, so I wanted to donate my time. And that meant so much to me. So yeah, I really love
Shadowhunters
that.
fans are they give back just like
They're so
all the
incredible.
time.
It's so funny because like before this experience, I would, you know, watch award shows or something and hear actors be like, thank the fans. And I'm like, okay, all right. These fans are so wonderful and so engaged. They know so much about my life, but in a really nice way. And it hasn't really sunk in.
So in regards to playing Jonathan, Will Tudor had played
Yes.
him as like Jonathan playing Sebastian, playing Jonathan. How much did you look at his performance to sort of inform yours?
A lot. Like I said, I watched the show before I started, And genuinely, if you had given me another character to take over, I would have chosen Sebastian last because Will is phenomenal.
So great.
Like, he is just, the intensity he brings to everything he does is just completely overwhelming. So there's definitely things that I picked out of, but I obviously didn't want to mimic him because I don't think that's fair to him, and I also wouldn't have been able to have done it because he's amazing.
Because it's all theater.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and finally, what do you hope the legacy of the show is when all is sort of said and done?
I think from reading a lot of people's tweets and comments on Instagram and things like that, it's been more than just a show for everyone. It's an escape, and it's something that is representative of different people, their sexuality, where they're from, and I hope it's a reminder of the fact that we're all human at the end of the day, even us part demons, and we have more in common than we have apart.
It's lovely. Well,
Thanks.
now it's my favorite time because it's game time.
Oh.
So the game is called Rudimentary Knowledge, and it's going to test your knowledge of runes.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
I
worry.
know I'm not going to do well at this.
I'm going to shuffle them up. It's going to be great.
Okay.
Wait,
So
two.
who did the best?
Cat.
Okay.
Duh.
Duh. How many did she get?
All of them. So like, you're not going to match her level because I am pretty sure I've gotten some of these wrong, and she was even prepared for that.
I
But
hate her so much.
you love her.
Well, I do.
But it's a sibling rivalry.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Okay. All right. I know that one. Aratsi.
Got it. Okay. Starting strong.
Do I get half a point if I can tell you where it's located on me?
We'll make that deal.
It's here.
Okay. I'll factor.
I'm gonna say it's flexibility.
It is flexibility.
Okay,
So you get
crap.
like 1.5 points for that.
Yes, I'm gonna beat Cat, sucker. Ooh, I know this. Is it stamina?
It is stamina.
Great.
Okay. We have a contender. We have a
it's
contender.
a fluke. Trust me, after 3, I'm not gonna know what to do. Okay, equilibrium. It's also on the back of my neck, and I know that because those dots would always come off on set, and so Brian, our makeup artist, would have to color them in with a texter.
Right now you have an extra point because you.
Okay, let's go, because I have no idea what that one is.
Uh-oh.
Happiness.
Strength.
Yeah.
Happiness is a strength. No?
Well, see,
Okay.
I didn't need strength because I'm superhuman.
Oh,
but,
duh. Because
yeah.
you're human blood. Got it.
Blocking,
That is correct.
because I have that one. I know this. It's like keeping the peace, or like calming down, or like not being angry.
Calm anger. Look at you.
Angelic.
Duh.
Parabatai.
It is the parabatai. Look at you go.
Okay. Soundless.
Soundless. I'm very impressed.
I spent a lot of time in the makeup chair, and they have a Bible, and I would look through it. Anyway, continue.
Gotcha.
No idea. Have I said stamina?
You have said stamina.
Coordination. Love.
Love. I really just wanted someone to beat Kat. No, you did.
I did pretty
really
well.
well. I think you only missed like 2.
What do I get?
You get an elephant figurine.
Yes. I always wanted an elephant figurine. Thank you so much. I'm going to cherish it forever.
That's your Oscar.
But thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy for this award. I'd like to thank TV Guide for making it happen. I'm not going to ruin your set, but thank you.
Well, thanks for watching, guys, and you can tune into new episodes.
At Tuesdays at 1 p.m.
Bye.
Bye.
That work?
Okay. You waved.
I did wave. You know what?
Okay. I was gonna see how I
You had one note, and it was not to wave.
failed.
You know what? Redo the whole thing.
Start from scratch.